So as a general rule, when you're doing any of these muscle activation exercises, say focusing on lifting the front ribs or lengthening the belly, there should be a noticeable change in sensation. So in the previous video I talked about opening the chest, lengthening the belly, contracting the ribs down, the backs of the ribs. So there's a change in sensation at the chest, change in sensation at the belly, pulling the back ribs down, there's a change in sensation at the back of the body. Lengthening the spine, there's a further change in sensation. So when you're doing any of these activations, notice for yourself, rather than just saying lengthen the spine and not noticing any change in sensation, there should be, if you don't get a change in sensation, then you're not doing it correctly or you're wasting your time, or that particular instruction isn't appropriate at this level of development for you. So be aware, for any of these instructions, you should be able to feel a difference when you carry out that instruction. And it's very much like turning a light on. So if I go over here, so I'm turning the light on, I can see the light turned on. I can see the lights turned off. Light on, light off. So when operating a light switch, if you don't see a light turn on, then you know something's wrong. Either the circuit's broken, a fuse is blown, or the bulb is blown. So you know that you have to check the bulb or check the fuse so that when you turn the switch on, the light actually goes on. Or you could look outside, and if every other house is dark, then you know that there's a power outage and there's nothing you can do about it. But in general, with the body, all of the things that you need are within your body. So if something's not working, then it's something that you can figure out for yourself. And in the case of lifting the chest, if you don't get any sensation there, then my suggestion would be to go back to the ribcage isolation exercises. And that is exactly like if you have a bulb, when you're turning a switch on and the light doesn't operate, then you isolate. First thing you do, check, the easiest thing to check is the light bulb. Is the light bulb broken? You can try switching in another light bulb. Next thing from there is the circuit breaker. Is that on or off, or has the circuit been blown? You check that. And perhaps another thing you check is, and are all of the other lights in the house operational? If they are, then you know it's not a general power outage. So basically you isolate, you look at each possible source of the problem, check it. If the bulb's broken, then you replace the bulb. If the fuse is broken or the circuit breaker is turned off, then you turn it back on again. And with your body, if you have, say, trouble feeling your chest lifting, what do you do? Isolate. So chest is part of the rib cage. So I've done a series of exercises which focus on rib cage awareness. So if your problem is an inability to feel your front ribs, then go back to the rib cage exercises, practice lifting your front ribs. If you can't feel your back ribs, then practice feeling your back ribs. So if you have a problem with feeling a particular part of your body, then isolate that part of the body. Focus on learning how to move it in such a way that you can feel it. If you can move it but you still can't feel it, then practice adjusting it. So if, for example, you can't feel one side of your rib cage when lifting the front chest, you could try moving your rib cage side to side, turning it, maybe slightly side bending it until you get sensation. And you might have to repeat the movements a few times, and that's exactly like turning a light switch on and off a few times, maybe to notice which light is turning on, so you know which light that switch works, or just to see if flicking the switch a few times just to check that the light actually is broken. But with the adjustments, what you can do is repeat the adjustments until you get feeling, or repeat the isolation exercise until you get a feel for that particular part of the body. And in general, anytime you move your body, because muscles are used to move the body and because muscles also generate sensation, if you focus on moving your body, so activating, relaxing, opening, closing. In general, if you focus in the area of the movement, you can learn to feel the muscles that are causing the movements. You can thus learn to feel your body.